Old boss called me one day after giving birth, asking when I would be back. I just discovered this Reddit and now it's like, yay, finally a place to vent and throw the tea about this moron. So I worked at a local community bank for 6 years up until this past December. I genuinely enjoyed my job for 4 years. And then dumb moron was hired on as our manager. Dumb moron never did her own work. Dated and flirted with multiple customers. Every breakup caused them to close accounts and leave. And made up her own rules regarding PTO and the like. I was written out for early maternity on bed rest in November 2022. Due to having a high-risk pregnancy. She was very obviously bothered by this and tried her best my entire last 4 hours there to convince me to not go on bed rest. Let's be real, it was because I was one of the supervisors who did the work. She left. December 2022 we welcomed baby boy number 2 and all was good. For exactly 24 hours in the hospital. The morning after I had my son. On 2 hours of sleep at 7 in the morning I got a phone call from a local number I didn't have stored in my phone. My son has a liver issue we have been following, and half dead me answered. Thinking it would be the specialist. It was dumb moron. I barely said hello on the phone when I answered it because she rushed to say, and I quote, "Someone told me you had the baby they saw on Facebook. Congrats. So when are you coming back?" The audacity. I quit on the spot. And then immediately called HR and left a voicemail with them. The head of our called me back and then I immediately forwarded everything about her I documented in my email to them. I don't know what became of her. But I 100% hope she got fired. That was just the final straw for me. Here's an example of things she's done over the 2 years I worked for her. 1. Harassed and guilted employees who had to call out or schedule PTO. Why? For not being team players. Once called off due to my 3-year-old throwing up with a fever and couldn't find a sitter. She told me I would have to come in anyway. And I told her fine, I'll bring him with and he can puke on the floor. She backed off. But it never stopped her. Point 2. Told her staff in both branches to pick all your PTO days ahead of time, but in seniority order. Don't let people surprise you with things. I won't approve any other requested days unless everyone has their days picked at least 5 months in advance. 3. Absolutely nothing except sit in her office crying about her boyfriends loudly on the phone. Also fought in the parking lot in front of clients with said boyfriends. Point 4. Blame her supervisors for account mistakes that she herself made while opening. Point 5. Looked up employee accounts and give employees lectures on their spending habits. Point 6. Plain and simple. Just being a bitch. Talked down to us and yelled for being not good enough, not smart enough, blamed us for everything when she was the cause of the mistakes. Made us do things out of our pay range and position. Just constant anxiety. I must say, although now I work a part-time job a couple days a week, and things are tighter than when I worked full-time, the calm I feel is insane compared to when I worked for her. What the heck? She looked into the accounts of her team? I am not an American, but that sounds like a really big break regarding to privacy laws. If I am correct, that move alone could be enough for a banker to lose his license here in Germany. So you might want to talk to a lawyer. I don't know your state or specific situation, so please talk to a local lawyer. But in the state I live in, my last employer got crushed in court for something similar, and they made all the managers take this course which gave a list of things we could not do when a person was out. Calling them was near the top of the list, because it could be considered harassment. So I'm not saying that is what happened, but I would at least call a local employment lawyer and find out your legal protections. Yikes. Hope the baby is okay. Though, I have a liver disorder, too, which showed a little when I was born but fully developed when I was 13. It's called Gilbert's syndrome. It is benign. I pray your son has that and only that. Best of luck to you. God, I hope for an update one day. Hope that bitch gets fired and fined. As an aside, my mom worked for a bank ages ago and she said back in the day that you took all of your payout of the in-house bank account they gave you and took it straight to another bank to deposit and use. No one wanted to bank where they worked. Dumb morons are running the world because they are shameless. Gaslighting manipulators who count on decent human beings keeping their mouths shut and towing the line. Sociopaths are hardwired for this kind of behavior and kite entire careers off the backs of normal people. Yikes. That person sounds like an absolute pain. European banking regulations would have gotten immediately fired for cause after the first reported instance of Item 5. Otherwise, it's the bank's license to operate that gets re-examinated. Of course. That's just what the texts say. Theory and practice differ widely.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.